All right, y'all. So I'm going to do this a little differently today. All right. We're going to get a book. I'm going to read a page from it. And then, yeah, then we're going to do a reading off that. I'm just going to see how that goes. And do 3D, 4D, 5D instead of a story time from the Storytime books. We'll read a story from one of these runner chaser dynamic books that I like to read. And then yeah, warning, these are adult novels. And yeah, all right, so let's see what book we are going to go with. Alright, hold on a second. Lest I forget. Let's clear out the energy of the last reading. Dude, I just did a 40-minute reading. Like this. And I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous and stuttery through it, so I probably shouldn't have tried to share it anyway, but I was thinking about it. I was going to watch it at least, but it didn't save. It didn't save. But it tripped me out, so it tripped me out enough that I'm going to try to do it again. Oh my goodness, y'all. Alright. Let's see. Alright, these are just the 3 that I had from this author on my side of the house. All right. Alright, so we'll go with the circle here in the middle. Okay. So the 2 characters that we're starting out with. Now the objective of this for me is somehow to like get... You're looking for synchronicities to your storylines, okay? That's the whole point of reading. That's why people like to read, right? Or... Right, if you're doing things on the 5D and stuff like that, this kind of stuff you'll resonate with, okay? That's why I'm trying to do this. This is what I'm trying to help people connect through this, right? Okay. Oh my God. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. Oh, y'all want to play? Let's play. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this for much. We'll do it for Valentine's Day at least, all right? A dangerous beauty. Lucia the huntress, as mysterious as she is exquisite, she harbors a secret that threatens to destroy her and those she loves. An uncontrollable need. Gareth McGreeve, Prince of the Lyke, the brutal Highland warrior who burns to finally claim this maddeningly sensual creature as his own. That led to a pleasure so wicked. From the shadow, Gareth has long watched over Lucia. Now, the only way to keep the proud huntress safe from harm is to convince her to accept him as her guardian. To do this, Gareth will ruthlessly exploit Lucia's greatest weakness, her wanton desire for him. Alright, this is crazy cool. She just got a new one out too with the Likes. It's Monroe. That's what got me thinking about it too. been so long since I've had a chance to read. I thought about I might, if I ever, man, I would love to be able to just read, get paid to read. If I could just get better at reading out loud, it'd be a lot easier. I'm just going to torture you guys with it. Sounds like fun, right? What do we got? Let's start out with page 6 in the Jack of Pentacles. I'll say, the reason I also picked these books is she talks a lot. And if you're able to, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess, how I channeled stuff. She talks a lot about ascension. And the almost how she could talk, if you look at it from a different perspective, it's almost how she's kind of explaining the spiritual war that's happening right now, right? Just through fantasy novels. Everybody downloads and projects in their own way. All right, let's do this on page 6. Oh, man. Ah, the last page of interlude. All right. Your resolve like a black stone. Someone's speaking. She placed her milk-white hands over Lucia's torso. Saktha murmured, "Ah, young Lucia, in the end I believe you shall wish I had let you perish." The goddess' palms began to glow with the blue light, brighter, brighter. Suddenly Lucia convulsed, shrieking as her infected wounds pulled taut, purging blood and pus, and her fractured bones grinded as they knitted together. Her fingers clenched tight, her back arcing like a bow. "You'll be my weapon," Shakti cried, her face becoming a frenzied mask. "You'll be my instrument." On and on the light burned until abruptly there was none. Lucia was healed but changed. A bowstring coiled around her body like a serpent, and in her trembling hands a black ash bow. A single golden arrow had appeared. "Welcome back to life, to your new life. You are now an archer." Shakti met her eyes, and Lucia felt the weight of overweening dread, as thousands of other souls had before her. "And Lucia, you shall forever be nothing more." Just the one page. Alright, I'll try to get a page deeper in the book. I'm going to leave these up here because I like this. I got this. This is also a victory card, 6 of Rods for a Jack of Pentacles here, right? Right. Ooh, let's see. All right, let's get a 3D, 4D, 5D. That's one of my favorites. Monroe's a McGreeve book too. Ooh, all right, so we got I Won't Cry for You, 22, and Forgetting Oneself, 17. Do like the books too, if you start with them. You really can start anywhere in her series. It all overlaps. I mean, I would suggest starting from the first books and working your way up, but there's like, I don't know, there's like 20-something books at this point. But I just love how she integrates all the stories. Like, if something happens to a group of the people, like all the Valkyries live in one house. Lucy is one of them, right? And if she's doing something with another character from another book, they'll have that scene in all the books where all the characters interact. They all overlap, so you get different perspectives from it. I don't know. The woman is an amazing author. I don't know how you can keep track of all that, but yeah, it kind of shows how everything interacts. There's also this main character, Foot-knucking Nyx, who is a 5,000-year-old Valkyrie who's working on becoming a goddess, and she's also an oracle who can see the future. So she does all this really weird shit to, yeah, navigate trying to get, you know, good to win in the next giant ascension battle. In the series, what happens is every 500 years, there's too many immortals, essentially, on the planet, and there has to be a great battle to purge them out, right? And whoever wins the battle, right, good or bad, that side gets to run pretty much the world, or run the show for the next 500 years. But every 500 years it hits a point. If y'all like this stuff, let me know. If you like it, let me know. For sure. And I'll add more of it to it. I've got a whole collection of these books, so we can do different books every day if you want to. Or we can do one story. I like doing the multiple stories. Pick 3 books and then pick one out of those. I thought that was a good idea. Alright, we definitely got... what we got going on here? I've got a Queen of Cups energy down here, right? Got a Queen of Cups energy here. Definitely got some sort of unstable webs, right? I got this whole message of, oh, what tangled webs we weave when first we choose to deceive type things, right? And it was something to do along the lines of just, I don't know, acting. Yeah. I get a sense that somebody kind of self-imprisoned themselves using toxic energy, right? Like, instead of... yeah, I get a sense of a female who used toxic masculine energy, right? And got herself kind of trapped, right? And is trying to get herself untrapped at this point, right? And at the same time, I feel like they're trying to maintain keeping a healthy boundary, right? Healthy boundaries. In the book, Lucia, that scene, she was just escaped her first marriage to this demon, this horrible demon who pretty much left her covered in boils and all kinds of shit, right? It was nasty. And she was almost dead. Her sister Rain took her all the way up to this mountain to this goddess to heal her. But the deal is she gets blessed with this great arch hunting ability, but if she breaks her vow of chastity, she'll lose her abilities, right? Which wasn't a promise she didn't mind making, because at the time she was just went through all that with this weird, like, she was a sacrificial type bride, like she was expected to die from all that. Alrighty. 40, we got the 3 of Wands here, right? Somebody is definitely trying to put preparation, foresight, and their intuition into, yeah, catching a wave, right? Catching a wave. I love it with the surfing card with this one, right? And when I talk about preparation, insight, and foresight, like when you're surfing, right, you have to wait. First, you have to sit there for a minute. You have to time the waves as they're coming in, right? And then you have to pay attention. And then you're waiting for the one that's going to be big enough to carry you all the way into shore. The one that's going to be the most fun. The one that's going to get you the most exhilaration, right? Till then, I see this person really focusing on regrounding themselves into that high priestess energy, right? A lot of passions here, right? Ace of Wands, trying to relight that third eye. I got a King of Swords here. Bat. I don't know what that is in the background. Right. So So we got the King of Swords energy. Definitely feeling like somebody's paying attention to all of this, right? Because he's looking at these three cards. Yeah, this is definitely somebody with on the 4D too, like somebody that's definitely, yeah, connected into your telepathic connections and things like that. Someone you're definitely connected with that's paying attention to the way the energy is shifting and changing and what's going on, right? Somebody, yeah, somebody who understands the 3D isn't the 3D is 3D reality is perspective. Page of Wands. Is it don't let that energy distract you, right? Try to have fun. Try to have fun. All right, so for sure, and definitely with the way things coming out with this, I said the romance book, we just came out of that Venus retrograde. Oh, thank you. And Venus and Mars are working together. That is a lot of real passionate energy. It's essentially coming into, I guess, human rutting season in the Northern Hemisphere. As it gets warmer, yeah, that passionate energy is going to start flowing. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but it's romantic. I'm sorry. That energy is coming out. What, people have been locked up way too long. Things are starting to get tense, as you would say, right? I definitely, so okay, so here we go. We got, damn it. I'm going to stick with these three books for a while. And I'm going to be fully honest with myself here on the 5D, right? Alright, I'm going to say this. Bastion knows what tower I'm in and that I'm the moon child, right? These are not my stories. I'm reading three main masculines, okay? Or three main masculine timelines here that are within the 143, within the collective that I pick up on a regular basis, okay? Call them the boys club. Damn, y'all. Pains in the asses. Alright. So, for whichever one that's resonating with this story, I definitely got a lot of passionate energy here, right? There's a lot of passionate energy here. There's definitely a lot of call for restraint, right? When you pick up on these connections and they pump you up like this, what? It draws in a lot of attention from other sources, right? It's amazing. Like, it's amazing. I say it all the time too, because I notice it happening a lot. What? Nobody will be interested in a person until someone else shows interest in that person. Then all of a sudden, everybody's interested in that person. What? Nobody fucking paid any attention to this person until somebody else paid attention to them. Now all of a sudden, what? And I'm sorry, just the asshole with his hand up on his knee like that. Just picture him sitting on the fucking couch, right? Oh, the hoes offering you cups, right? What happens? Sipping from every cup is how you get poisoned, right? But I see this person, if you're smart, you are aware of those energies. And I feel like you are aware of those energies. Why? Because we got the Page of Cauldrons here, right? And the Page of Cauldrons, pages deliver messages, right? So there's definitely a message that's wanting to be delivered, but it's hard because when you, whatever, especially for the cups, this has to be a heartfelt message, and you really need to tune into your inner child to allow yourself to be genuine while delivering this cup. Make sense? kind of flowers does he got there? All right. I do see Ten of Cups. Right? Ten of Cups potentiality here. There's definitely Ten of Cups potentiality here. If you, as long as you don't poison yourself drinking from the wrong cup, follow that inner guidance, that inner intuition, right? There's definitely potential for a full-on, yeah, no other way to explain really the Ten of Cups. Let's see. What is the technical definition for Ten of Cups? Cards. I'm a lunatic. Yeah, happiness and alignment. I do see that there is this Four of Pentacles here at the very end, right? And the Four of Pentacles is about getting that stability, right? It's about stability and it's about security. But I always say there is a message of don't be, don't be stingy, don't place all value on actual money, right? I get this a lot. This has been an argument that's been coming up a lot lately. Like, it's been popping up on my feed, right? And it's just this whole thing of, there's a lot of guys out there who's like, oh man, I didn't know I was gonna have to pay her rent and give her nail money, da 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 da. Yeah, no, that's not right either. Like, that's not how, that's a sugar baby, congratulations. But at the same turn, there's plenty of women, and especially, like I said, that's that 3D timeline. That's what a lot of women, baggage that women are carrying with the what? At some point, you got stuck at home, and because you didn't bring in financial money or financial support, you slowly became this thing, right? It's like, people don't realize I don't know. One of the biggest arguments that I used to have, it would be like, you know, when you haven't had to scrub a fucking toilet in years. Like, think about that. Like, you know, and it's little shit like that. It's like, what? Nobody's thanking you for cleaning up somebody else's shit off the back of the fucking toilet. That's the kind of things I'm talking about. What? How much would you pay somebody else to do that for you? If you can't put that into a healthy perspective, right? Because that's part of the toxic masculine energy, right? Right? That's the monetary system seriously destroyed everything. As far as I'm concerned, the monetary system destroyed everything. That is the greatest deception ever. What? That's how fat politicians got to be in power. What the world were to really go into and that's why freaking poor people are like, let an apocalypse happen. What? All the rich people are gonna die, right? They might last for a little while. There'll probably be some in some bunkers somewhere, but if they ever come out, they're gonna get killed by anybody else who survived, right? It's ridiculous. They really have no value. They have no skills. They don't know how to do anything. They just know how to spend money, and it's ridiculous. But poor people who don't make money, those are the blights on humanity. It's a twisted system, y'all. Twisted system. But yeah, definitely put your value in. Like, I've got people who are mad at me right now, talking about they mailed me stuff. Oh, I mailed you all those gifts and things like that. One, bitch, did you ever buy a reading? Did you ever buy a reading? Because you know what? If you really support your friends, you buy a reading. I remember I got one of Rich's first 2222 readings. And I did it anonymously. That's how you genuinely support someone. Like, gee, thank you while I was struggling to pay my bills that you mailed me a bunch of crap you didn't want anymore. Where's the value? Where's the trade-off, right? People think reading cards is just nothing. This is not easy, channeling this information and storylines and everything else for everybody. You guys got to find out where that balance is. And everybody's going to have a different balance to it, right? Nobody's telling anybody that they have to get into a specific gender role. No. That is not what we're saying. Nobody's saying that at all. What if you decide what, as long as it's balanced, what, someone can stay inside and fold laundry in the air conditioning because they work outside during the week, right? Well, then the other person who's stuck in the house all week can go outside and mow the yard or do something else. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance for everybody to reach. You just have to make sure. And if you both want to hustle and make money, then you both have to take care of the domestic responsibilities. And yeah, it doesn't have to be set to gender roles, but definitely needs to be set to make sure that everything gets done. That was really specific. All right. We got forgetting oneself here. Just going to read the top sentence for it. Give my brain a boost. Forgetting oneself, and this is a masculine on this card, right? Time as an eternal present. Yeah. Time as an eternal present, not a fleeting but locked. Not fleeting but locked. No progress and no regress either. Sorry, was I all the way up here? Time is an eternal present, not a fleeting, not fleeting but locked. It's just giving off. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read it. A modern adios. I'm such a dork, I'm sorry. A modern oddness, an ancient Hermes, a grown-up Cupid shrined by laurel, mirth, and a lotus. He welcomes the allure of the present moment and the warm embrace that numbs everything else, like a Bacchus wet kiss. If you let go of the pressure and of the pain, if you let go of enough of your identity and the context you live in, then you will feel better. It is what happens when you fall asleep and when you take refuge in the arms of a loved one and when you watch a movie slumped ungraciously on a comfy couch. Sometimes, however, it is far more. It takes more out of you. More of yourself to be forgetting, more of yourself to be forgotten, to feel just a little better, and maybe twist the idea that if you forget everything, then you will actually really feel better. Forgetting everything and letting everything go, not just for a moment of rest, but as a jump into the dark. It's like vertigo. You stand on the edge of a precipice and a little part of you wants to jump, but it's just as a moment of rest and a moment of pause, a moment of uncreative selfishness. So what? Let it be and sleep soundly. I'll say I suffered from that for a while. I couldn't remember anything for the longest time. And it was because I didn't want to. What? I didn't want to remember. Why? That took a lot of shadow work to remember all that stuff. Right? But you got to remember where you came from and who you truly are. And who you truly are, right? And this person, not only are they not... They forgot who they were, and they're stuck in a not changing, not evolving cycle right now. They're stuck in a new mindset, right? I used to say that a while ago. It'd be like, what if I feel like I'm running around busting people out of boxes, and every time I turn around, they're just crawling into another box and pulling the lid down on top of themselves. All right, 22. I won't cry for you. Sometimes when it's over, closure must be created, not just found. Right? With her back to the light of the moon, a beautiful woman with deep blue eyes sheds dry tears of blood. She holds in her hand a drop-shaped vial full of blood as well as she gestures it forward as an offering. I gave you my last gift and I shed my last tear for you. It's time to let you free and to let myself free. Breaking up can only be done by two persons. One will do it earlier, maybe, but sooner or later the other will follow. One can afford to do it with words and actions. The other will probably only be able to do it inside her own heart. It's painful. It's defiant. It's hard. It's sometimes necessary. Breaking up is not just letting go of a person. You are letting go of a part of yourself, of hopes and dreams and trusts, and you let go of the feelings and memories. You let go of the emptiness you felt and the connection you relied on to. Anger will be at the beginning, but the last part of the road can't be done by just anger. Closure comes when you dry your tears. It is a gorgeous moment when you allow yourself to frankly, I don't give a damn about it. All that in the past, all that was past is not a credit or debt. It is just suddenly no more than a gift. You can raise your chin. After all, tomorrow is another day. I get this kind of in the feeling of yeah, letting go is a gift, right? And when it comes to karma and things like that, and I've said this before too, you all have to pay, everybody pays their karmic debts in one way, shape, or form, right? In one way, shape, or form. It doesn't need to be horribly detrimental to you. You just need to recognize it when it's happening and allow it to happen. It can't be good all the time, and when it's not good, 99% of the time, you can see how you did that to somebody else. That's how you gain that outside perspective, right? So you can see kind of how what goes around comes around, right? You can see how someone did the same behavior, kind of what you were doing. Ay, ay, ay. Funny, but it's not funny. All right. One little final bit. The final little message here for a King of Wands, right? They got a King of Wands taking off the mask, right? Going for stability. I got a Jack of Swords here, someone who's curious, but opinionated, right? We definitely got a Two of Swords decision that needs to be made and recuperation that needs to come into play, right? Let's just see. I don't think. Oh, there is a 424. All right. I was going to say, if there's no 424, then we just won't read the page. But let's just read the page to go with this, right? All right, so King of Wands, you need to make a decision to bring stability and harmony to yourself. I feel like there's definitely a lot of people or someone definitely a lot of strong opinions around you. And you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision, and then once you've made your decision, you need to give yourself time to think and recuperate on it, right? Remember, this is still a possibility for you. This is the energy that you want to get into, right? That manifesting victory mode, right? Oh, yeah. All right, so this is... I'm guessing Garrett speaking. Right, this is Garrett's book, right? Yeah. Alright, so this is Garrett speaking. A. But your high output as well. He gave her a possessive squeeze. Werewolf, she cried. But her lips briefly curled. He took her into his arms. The truth is that I'd rather march into hell with you than to bask in heaven without you. He curled his forefinger under her chin, and lass... He's speaking now. And last, going to help Rain will be a little like hell for me. Rain's the friend who saved her at the beginning. Now he's got to go help her get him, and she's a big pain in the ass character. Okay? She knuckle-punched his arm. "You didn't just say that." "I'm kidding," he said, and then added in all seriousness, "It happens that I owe Rain one. She said you wanted to live out your immortality with her next door. Well, as much as it grieves me to say this, we will not rest until the glowing one is our neighbor on some seashore. And until then, you're my wife." Her dark eyes widened. "You promise?" "Hey, but that does not mean I cannot tease." She gazed away. Still, I'm taking from this. Still, I'm taking you from this. Look at this place. Oh, she's talking about the manor that they're in. All right. "Still, I'm taking you from all this. Look at this place." She waved over the misty grounds. "Deep down, you've got to be disappointed that my life is so complicated. I bet you wish things with me were easier." He clutched her to him, hugging her tight to his chest before he finally eased his grip. If only she knew the depths of his feelings for her, but then she had given him her eternity. So he planned to show her. "Lucia, you're my lass, and I am loving you dearly." And when she gazed up at him with her silvery eyes glistening, he cupped her nape and brought her to him for a soft kiss, and against her lips he murmured, "Besides, nothing good ever came easy." I love you. Blessed be all you weirdos walking these twisted paths with me. If you guys like this, I'll do more book readings. You just got to let me know. Like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. And yeah, I'll be back as soon as I can. I promise.